You can lose faction reputation because we know you're a loser. You tend to lose often, and you do not get stuff, which means it takes you longer to you don't get experience, for example. Like guys that fail don't get the same amount of experience than guys who succeed. You probably have lost items in the mid-level to enter the gameplay. Playing the mini games, you actually have to use a lot of tools in order to do it quickly enough. Because unless you're very good at doing it, like the guy with the jewel thing, you might be able, with a Sudoku, they might be able to do it. But you actually spend actual game money. Oh, sorry, now my mobile is going on. I'll just take it. No. You might have invested into getting into that location. You might have worked a lot on getting into that location. All this work has then not been successful. So it's not a penalty with a character. It's more again a penalty with the player because he played a lot and he didn't succeed with all his investments, whether that be a time investment or money investment in terms of in-game money. So yeah, that's enough penalty we feel for people. And the time pressure is really it's hard to communicate in just presenting it, but just imagine you sit in front of a game and there's somebody behind you always going like, you've got 12 seconds, you've got 29 seconds, you've got 28 seconds. And all of a sudden you go, and this is really the pressure, this is where the suspense comes from. Are you able to do it in the time that you have? And as I said, it'll be much harder in the higher levels to succeed in time. So that's just again, occlusion culling is not properly in yet, so please ignore the skyscrapers dropping in from the nowhere. That's just one of the other levels. We have something that's in a different direction. That's sort of a strip with a lot of casinos. That's mid-level location. Just to show you that you don't start in very small buildings to start in it's not that interesting area, but it gets more interesting after a while. It's going to be much bigger targets. Looting a casino is a much bigger challenge, obviously. And it also gets more interesting, of course, because you get cooler stuff to get, you get more interesting clothing, you get cooler items, all the usual progression is going to be there. So yeah, that's a bit of what other places in the game look like. Again, this is not perfectly live yet, so we'll be alpha.
You never have to buy equipment
You can buy equipment, obviously, and sometimes, for example, like we've got a quest. That's a good example. We've got a quest where you have to break into a retirement home for elder people, and the guards in that retirement home, they're not real guards. They're actual elderly ladies going slowly by. But there's a lot of elderly ladies, and if they see you, they go, "Oh, there's a thief!" So the alarm will be raised. So you need to somehow get by these old ladies. Now there's a couple of ways to do that. You can try and find a set of items that will make you look like a doctor. And if you dress up, they just let you go by because they think you're a doctor. And if you've got one character finding all these items, or a couple of characters banding together, building a group and giving one guy the items, the doctor can go in and you can click on the ladies, and the ladies will go, "Yes." And by this, the other guys can sneak in the back, behind the back. That's one way to do it. You can try to put them to sleep by finding stuff that'll make them sleep. But all that is an investment. You might have to buy stuff. You might have to buy. You might have to have a break-in into a hospital to get the doctor's clothes. And to go to this hospital, you need to bribe somebody to give you the blueprint for you to get in. So there is an investment into actually going to the town.
Is there a break-in before the race?
Yeah.
You can buy a horse, bike, car, plane.
Currently not. What you can buy is, for example, layers of blueprints. We would love to have every content that we can think of, because we can think of a lot of content that can get in. If you look at this, for example, the way the streets are designed, just walk around a bit and show the street. It's actually quite broad, and we wouldn't need that for people walking, in a smaller space for people walking. So this is designed to allow cars to be driven. We'll not have cars in the initial release. We'll update content regularly, and cars will be one of the things we'll add. If we add cars, we'll actually have sort of a racing track where people can race cars, and of course then you can pimp your ride and get stuff, steal stuff, have break-ins that will give you better stuff for your car, so you're quicker, visuals of the car. So there's a lot of content that's come in, but initially no, we'll have just people running around on foot to hopefully still have enough fun for a while until the cars are in. Right, maybe I think we've got a sort of decent look at what is there yet in the game. Obviously, with MMO, just you can imagine a lot of people running around in here. And I've talked about lots of games. So, any questions from your end, apart from more questions from you, which are welcome. But maybe somebody else has questions regarding the game? Or not? No? Okay, that's good. So either you're totally bored or I just explained it so well. Right, so yeah, we are planning to go to closed beta end of next month. We've got an online site, 7 million, www.7million.com. You can register for closed beta. Obviously, if you're press, you just go to the PR people from COP and tell them that they better damn get you into the closed beta, or otherwise you write bad things about it. We plan to release early next year. It's ambitious for an MMO. We have